The teams have been chosen and the date is set. MCC 24 is only 2 weeks away, and that can only mean one thing. It's prediction time. So who will win, who will lose, and who is going to shock the world? These are my predictions for MCC 24. But before we begin, these are perhaps the most difficult predictions I've ever had to do. So if you disagree with me, why not write your own predictions in the comments section below, and I'll feature the best ones in a future video. Also, whilst you're down there, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me as a small YouTuber, with even one subscriber being mind-blowing. So, please consider doing so. And that includes you too, Antfrost. I know you're watching. But anyway, let's jump into it, starting with 10th place. The Pink Pensioners. That's right, Scott's given us a hugely requested team in the Pink Pensioners. I can't believe I'm saying that. As the captain, newcomer Ant Venom, and the same person join together for what will be a crazy ride. However, unfortunately, I don't think it'll be a joyful one, as this competition is insane, and it'll be very difficult for the old men to keep up with. But for real, Captain, Filzer and In the Littlewood are all very strong players, and I think Ant Venom will be a shock to many. But just not in this tournament, which is perhaps the best we've ever seen, which is unfortunately why these four are here. But hopefully they prove me wrong come August 20th. 9th place, the Aqua Axolotls. Okay, before we begin, let me make it clear that I believe any of the top 9 teams have a chance of winning, which again I can't believe I'm saying. I mean, the Axolotls would have been up there as favourites in the last event, but the skill on show in this tournament is just so crazy that they're in 9th for me. However, as I said before, anyone could win. It's just that difficult to predict. But whilst we're here, let's actually talk about the Axolotls, which of course sees the return of fruit berries to the event after 3 tournaments off. And even with that break, I expect him to do incredibly, because I mean it's fruit. He's joined by Smallish Beans, who always has the potential to do brilliantly, and even sneak into the top 10 from time to time. And also the Hermits of Cubfan and Scar, who'll bring something completely different into this team that will help them in this tournament. So why 9th? Well, I'm going to put it down to playing time for fruit, as well as the fact the others may struggle when it comes to certain PvP and movement games against the other teams. But I'm truly just looking for any reason, because as I said before, all these teams are crazy. And that also includes 8th place, the Cyan Coyotes. Hannah Rose finally joins the tournament, and I couldn't be more excited for her, especially since she's with JoJo in her first event, which is a dream combination. I mean, it's going to be incredible. They're also joined by the wonderful Amesy as well as Pearlescent Moon, who is now the longest running participant without a win, which means she'll be looking to change that as soon as possible. This team's going to be so much fun to watch, as well as incredibly competitive, but unfortunately, as it's Hannah's first MCC, it's going to be difficult for her to get a really high place in this event, like we've seen with Purpled in his first tournament. Plus, what a stupidly difficult tournament for it to be your first, with so many brilliant players to go up against. But I have no doubt that Hannah as well as JoJo are of course future champions, but maybe just not in this event. 7th place, the Green Geckos. So this might seem crazy considering that I've put them in 7th, but the Green Geckos are actually my dark horses for this event. They're frankly a hidden gem in this tournament, which is ironic because this team of course includes Gemini Taein, who's teaming up with the Orion Sound after their incredible adventure together, which is bound to have helped their chemistry for this event. They're also joined by Tapel, who'll be looking to get revenge on another team after MCC Pride, as well as 5UP, who will definitely help lead this team to success, with all sorts of insane and risky strategies that might just work in this team's favour. Unfortunately, I do have to put them in 7th however, because as 5UP said before, he's either going for glory or complete disaster. But as I said, I'm super excited to see if the Geckos can cause an upset. But talking of upsets, next is 6th place, the yellow Yaks. Whoa, please don't dislike the video, let me explain. When creating these videos I usually go from 10th to 1st, but I was finding it so difficult for this one that I went from 1st to 10th, and that's when I realised that I'd left one team in 8th, which was unfortunately the Yaks. Now after giving my head a wobble, I managed to move them into 6th, which is still stupid because this team is crazy. And I'm so happy that they're in the event together, as we see the duo of George and Dream return, as well as Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo, for what would have been the best Pride team ever. I mean, it hasn't even happened yet, and I'm still incredibly sad that we'll never get to see this team again, because it's an absolute dream to me and many others that we actually get to see them compete together. Now, to explain the 6th place, as I've said before, this team definitely has a chance of winning, but given Skeppy's lack of playtime, as well as Bad's previous results, I unfortunately could only put them here. That being said, I do expect Dream and George to pop off, and potentially take them to Dodgeball. 5th place, the Blue Bats. Following on from Dream and George is the legend that is Satnap, who leads his own team directly in competition against them. And boy, what a team it is, as he's joined by Sylvie as well as Foolish, who are 2 of the event's most improving players, as well as Sylvie's jumper twin, Jean Ellie, for what is the perfect storm of a team that could really shock 1 or 2 people in this event. With incredible skill as well as daring tactics, they are certainly ones to look out for when it comes to the day. But unfortunately, there's just a few other teams that I thought could beat them into 1st place. And that includes 4th place, the Orange OCElots. I'd like to take this moment to thank Scott for all these incredible teams. I mean seriously, he's done incredible, and I'm so excited to see them all in action. And that includes the OCElots, who look like a chaotic joy to watch in this event, as we see the 3 Ts of Tommy, Tubbo and Thunder 1408 cause HBomb an almighty headache in this tournament. But seriously, the HBomb Tommy combination could be deadly, with them both being terrific players that could come out of nowhere in this event, with Tubbo also definitely having the potential to hit it big, as well as Jack Manifold will be desperate to win his first coin so that Scott can hand it him over in person. The only thing with this team is of course making sure that the chaos is all contributing to the win and not just putting them off their targets for victory, which could definitely work against their favour. However, they'll be disappointed to be just behind 3rd place, the Red Rabbits. It's been a while since the Ranboo Wilbur combo came in 3rd, so I decided to treat them in my predictions, with them yet again just missing out on Dodgeball, as they're joined by fellow Dream SMP members Purpled and Captain Puffy for what is an insanely strong team that could shock everyone. I mean, when this team was released, I was like, how do they not win? But then I saw what an incredible tournament it is. Purpled will definitely be able to lead this team to some success, but it'll come down to the other 3 to try their best to break the curse. And with Wilbur's great tactics, Ranboo's ability, and Puffy's calmness in the face of chaos, they definitely have a chance to. But first, they'll have to beat 2nd place, the Purple Pandas. this team. What can I say? I mean, to many you might look at this team and be like, meh. But no, this team is incredible. Firstly, you've got Illumina, who's in a league of his own in Season 2, with the only player that's anywhere close being Sapnap, who's won 4 times, showing just how insane that is. He's then followed up by Ryguy Rocky, who's sneakily very good, always finishing in and around the top 20, as well as Michael McChill, who's by the way a 3-time winner if you didn't know, with Krinios completing the quartet, who yet again is another standout player. I mean, how this team has been allowed is beyond me. However, with that being said, they do have one massive weakness, which is playing time, with them all having sporadical appearances in the event, which could come to bite them, especially with new games like Meltdown and Rocket Spleef Rush. However, with that being said, it's still an insane team that could definitely challenge for the win. But they don't sit on top for me, because instead it is first place, the like and subscribe Llamas, which you should totally do if you haven't yet, because it would mean so much to me, as we reach the top team this tournament, for me, in the Lime Llamas, who are incredibly OP, as Scott tries to give Kratzy his first victory after 23 tournaments without one, with this extraordinary team that features 3/4 of the MCC 5 winners of Scott, Shubble and CPK, the 3 S's, as well as of course Scratzy, or Scrutzy, or however you'd say it. But anyway, this team is definitely the best out there. I mean, what can I say? They're literally insane, with seemingly no weakness in any of the games, which is why it seems so illegal for them to be together in the first place. Of course, they can't let the event get to them, as Scott has struggled as of late with the weight of getting 5 wins on his shoulders. And as mentioned so many times before, this is an extremely competitive event, so they'll have to make sure to keep focused. But if they can do that, then they have a huge chance of getting into Dodgeball and getting that victory. However, we've now reached the end of my predictions, which of course means there's only one thing left to say, which is to thank you so much for watching, and of course, peace.